Hi, it's Anne here, and today's video is my 8th update for my project pan for 2022. I feel like we're over the hump of the mid-year. We're coming down the slope to the end. I'm doing this in the Team Project Pan style, so I have a full face of products. I'm pretty much entirely focusing on makeup at this point. And yeah, so let's get into the update, because hold on to your butts. There's a lot going on in this one. So first off, I have my setting spray. So my setting spray that I've been using is this little guy, but I had him in the Urban Decay because the sprayer was better on this one. This one was very, it's done. Yay! I didn't really care for it. I don't think it did anything. It didn't do anything negative, so that's a good thing. It didn't like dry my face out, but I don't know if it really, and it says, makeup setting spray for lasting matte finish. I didn't notice a matte finish or anything like that. So yeah, I got this in a Luxe box, I believe, or Top box, one or the other. So happy that that is finished. So that is the setting spray out of my collection. I think I might end up recycling this as well. I've used this for a couple of different sprays now, so it might be time to let this go. I definitely want to put on my wish list repurchasing the Eyeliner. I think it actually does work. I like the Eyeliner. It's probably my favorite setting spray, and I would like to repurchase it at some point. So for the setting spray, last month it was 42.28 grams. It finished at 34 grams, so that's a difference of 8.24 grams in total when I rolled that product in, which wasn't that long ago, maybe like in May or so. I used 14.24 grams. I am going to roll in another setting spray, but I'll talk about what I'm rolling in at the end. Next up, we have another empty, my primer. So I have been using the Touch in Sol No Poreblem Primer. Of course, I had to mess it up the last time I talk about this. I always mess up that name. Not always. I was getting real good at it, but I kind of suck at it now. I do like this primer. I've said I will repurchase this in the future. Probably not full price, but if I saw it at like Winners or Marshalls, it's sort of like an in-between. It's a little bit like a more moisturizing version of the Benefit Professional. I find it's not as slippy as, or like silicone-y as some of the Smashbox ones. I don't like the Smashbox, the original primer. I feel like this is like a happy medium primer. It just sort of, I feel like, smooths things out a little bit before I put foundation on. So last month this was 81.19 grams. It's finishing at 78.44 grams. That's a difference of 2.75 grams. In total, I don't think this was not in at the beginning of the year. I think I brought this in the springtime. I used 18.56 grams. Next up is foundation. So I actually have two foundations. The first one is this one. It's the L'Oreal Infallible 24-Hour Fresh Wear in 435 Rose Vanilla. I was able to draw a new line on this guy. So it's slowly moving, but this month I really did not use this at all. Not at all. I did use it, but not very much. I actually have it on a little bit today. I did a bit of a touch-up before filming, so I put a little bit of this on, and I have the other foundation is the one that I was wearing during the day today, and that's the one that I've been more focused on. This one, it's a little bit heavier. It's not super heavy, but it is a bit more full coverage, and it's been summertime here, and I don't really want to wear full coverage foundation. So this guy has been slowing on use, but I definitely am on track to finish this by the end of the year. I do like it. I would repurchase this. The shade right now is great for me. I have two of these. I do have a lighter shade that's more like my, fall, winter type shade, early spring type shade, and this is more my like late spring, summer, early fall shade. So last month this was 87.34 grams. It's now 85.44 grams, so that's a difference of 1.9 grams. And then the second foundation, the other one that I've been wearing, is this one. This is the Mercier Tinted Moisturizer in the shade Sand. I think this is like the old version. This is feeling kind of like it's getting close to being done, which I'm kind of surprised about. And I'm kind of thinking, like I was saying, I might roll this out at some point, but I think I might not. I think I might keep it in the projects. It'll get too dark for me, like by October for sure, but I'm definitely going to keep this in one more month. And maybe I'll roll it out. I don't know. I don't want to just use it for the sake of using it, but I do have some similar products to this, so I could just finish this one out. And this one is a bit older. All of my little, I'm super sad, all of my little stickers, I don't know what happened with, so I put little stickers with like, oh yeah, see that one doesn't even have it either. Well, I don't know when I bought that one. But I have like little stickers with the date. So this was February 2019. They've all like fallen off of everything. So I'm not exactly sure when I got this one, but it was one of my oldest foundations. So I don't know, maybe I will just work it on out. But again, I've been really enjoying this. Again, it's a great shade match for me for right now. It definitely is too dark for like the rest of the year, but for right now in summertime it's great for me. And I like the finish of this. I like the way it feels. It's a nice light. It's one of those it's got coverage, but I can apply it with just like my fingers. Like it's a good tinted moisturizer. Like there's definitely a good tint to it. Like I feel like it's covering, but it's light enough that I can just use my fingers and smooth it out and it looks fine. So last month this was 28.12 grams. It's now 24.21 grams. So you can tell this is the one that I've been using the most. So difference is 3.91 grams. Next up is my concealer, and I don't know if this is an empty yet. I haven't drawn a line on it because it's like right at the bottom, but I feel like I'm still getting a little bit of product out of it. Anyway, I'll show the photos, but it's right at the bottom. Actually, it's kind of hard to see. I'll need to take the tape off. That was holding the little line thing. But this, what is it? It is the Maybelline Instant Age Rewind, and this is in the light shade. I like this product. I will repurchase this. I do want to get the brightening one instead of the light one. I think I like the brightening one a little bit better. But yeah, I don't know if this is empty or not, because I mean, so it's got the sponge on the top. I think I might just be using product that's in the sponge. But anyway, so I haven't rolled this one out. I haven't put a replacement in yet. I'm not 100% sure what I want to replace it with just yet. But yeah, so that's the concealer I've been using, and I really enjoy this concealer. I definitely, this is a repurchase. Like I've purchased it multiple times. So weight. Last month, this was 21.02 grams. It's now 20.77 grams, so that's a difference of 0.25 grams. I haven't been using this one exclusively, by the way. I've been using I use other concealers on and off. The lighting's gonna be really weird in this video because it's kind of cloudy and it's super windy, so like when the cloud moves and the sun comes out, the lighting gets super warm, and now it's cloudy, so the lighting is like darker and cooler. So that's what's happening if you're wondering. It's a lovely day, but not helpful for filming in natural lighting, especially because it's windy, so it means the clouds are moving really fast, so that's like the light's changing really quickly. Anyway, enough about that. Next up is my powder. So I've been working on this Sephora mineral powder. I haven't taken any photos yet, but I feel like this is moving along. I am still concerned that this is not going to be finished by the end of the year. I was feeling better last month. I'm not feeling better this month. I was like, it's really not moving a whole lot like I thought it would. I also had an idea. Maybe this is a dumb idea, but I think with panning blushes in the future, I might cut the blush with a bit of face powder to like, some blushes like I want to use, but they're so intense that they're hard to use because I'm like trying to be super delicate, and I'm like, oh my god, I've over blushed, and I want to like use the blush. I like the color, but I want to tone it down a little bit. What I do right now is I tend to put blush on and then put the powder on over top to help like diffuse it a little. But I think I might end up doing like some Franken blushes in the future, just to sort of tone down some of the blushes that I really like and I want to use, but they're just a little too intense. So last month this was 47.18 grams. It's now 46.58 grams, so that's a difference of 0.6 grams. Next up is the, what do you call this? It's a bronzer. Words. It's the Nudestix Nudies Matte Bronzer in Sunkissed. Now this is not an empty, but it's rolling out. I'm fed up with this. This was a last minute decision today. I wasn't going to do this. There's a dog hair. Awesome. So yeah, I think I'm just tired of this, and there's no sense in pushing it any further when I can get some more use on some other products. I was going to keep this in for 1 more month, and I'm like, then that takes away another month of using something else. So, I mean, I feel like I've done some good progress. I'll show the little picture from my notebook. It's super dirty because, like, I measured it against the notebook, but you can see there has been progress. Maybe not as much as I thought there would have been, but I think it's fine. I'm happy with what I've done with it, so we're going to roll it on out. And again, I'll roll in the new one at the end. I'll talk about the new bronzer that I'm going to bring in at the end. So last month, this was 29.18 grams. It's now 28.85 grams. So it's a difference of 0.33 grams. In total, I've used 1.34 grams of this product in this project. Next up is my blush, and the blush I've been doing is this repressed blush. It's in this CoverGirl Compact, but it's an Annabelle blush in Dollface. And, well, I'm not even going to bother doing this. Let's just throw up the picture. I'm certain the picture will show a difference. That inner ring is shining through. So we're getting through this. Again, it's going to be a photo finish, but I'm pretty certain this blush will be done by the end of this year. That is the goal. I love it. No, it is not the blush I have on right now. I'm actually wearing the blush. I'm wearing the like Coralie blush in the Hourglass palette from my Panda palette that I never wear. I actually am wearing that right now. I just thought it would suit with the cardigan I have on. That I was really cold because I was like by air conditioning, and now I'm not cold. I'm actually getting hot. So the cardigan might come off. Anyway, so yeah, I'm super happy that this is moving along, and the weight is showing difference. So last month there was like no weight difference for some reason. I don't know what happened there, but we're back on track, guys. We're back on track. The weight last month was 58.46. It's now 58.34 grams. So that's a difference of 0.12 grams. The next item in my project is my highlighter, and this one's going a little slow. I'm using the Milk Makeup Highlighter. Last month I was like using this, like I just wanted to literally bathe in it because I do like it, but I need to get through it. It is definitely starting to get that smell, like, yeah, it's starting to go. It doesn't smell bad, but you can sense it. It's there. But yeah, I've really seemed to slow down. I don't know what happened this month. I think I kind of kept forgetting about this, to be honest. I was traveling like back and forth between my house and family house and doing a couple other things, and I didn't take this with me a couple times. So I think that's really error on my part, just forgetting to use it. But yeah, so it's a little bit slow, but again, I think I'm on track to, even if I don't finish this by the end of the year, I feel like I've done a really good job in using most of this product, and I think, again, maybe I'll just roll it over to next year. I would consider repurchasing this one. The only reason why I wouldn't consider repurchasing it, well, I don't know if I'd want to buy a full size in this. I mean, the mini is just fine, and I like the size of the mini. Like, to me, it's a perfect little size. Does it still exist? Can you buy it in a mini? I have no idea. I need to look this up. Anyway, last month this was 17.2. What I was saying though, finishing my sentence, was the only reason why I probably wouldn't repurchase this is I might want to try another highlighter like in this format from a different brand just to try something else. So last month this was 17.2 grams. It's now 16.98 grams. So that's a difference of 0.22 grams. And guys, can you believe it? I have another empty. Yay! And this is like an unexpected empty. I kind of thought this would be an empty based on last month, but I just kept not wanting to say it because I didn't want to jinx myself. This is the ABH Dipbrow in Taupe. There is still a little bit of product in there. You'll see it in the side-by-side photo. I ended up spraying some of my e.l.f. like facial spray all on the inside of this to loosen, because the product was getting so dry and so stiff that I think like it was getting to the point where like I think I'm ruining my brush. So yeah, there's still a tiny bit stuck on the side there, but it's like hard. So I'm like, okay, she done. Let's let her go. I'm super happy about this. This is one of my oldest makeup products. Pretty sure I bought this in 2016. So yeah, happy to have this done. I liked the product. Would I maybe repurchase it? Sure. I want to look at getting a drugstore pomade instead. I mean, there's a ton of different drugstore versions, or a few at least. And yeah, I just want to try a drugstore version, but I'm not going to buy any time like right now to replace this, because I do have a lot of eyebrow products right now, a lot of eyebrow gels. So I'm going to kind of use an eyebrow, like the gels as like a pomade. I'm going to probably use my brush, like my angle brush, because I find just brushing it on with like the sort of mascara style wand I have no brow hair, so I need to like paint on some of the brow onto my skin. So yeah, I need to work through some of those brow gels first before I buy another pomade, or at least get some use out of some of my other eyebrow products. I also have my eyebrow pencil in my, I'm not sure which project it's in. It's either the Pan of Green Gables or the Panning Punk project, but I have the Winky Lux eyebrow pencil. That's like the forever long one. I want to focus on using that for a little bit. I might take that and roll it into this project. Not 100% sure, but I might do that. Not right now again, but that might be what's on deck for that item. So last month this was 44.51 grams. It's now 44.36 grams. That's a difference of 0.15 grams. I'm pretty sure this product was in since the beginning of the year. It was definitely not full. Like there was not, it had like maybe a quarter left or something. It was definitely not full, but in total I used 1.08 grams of this product. Next up is my eyeliner. I'm kind of glad that this eyeliner is in this project and I'm just finishing up and I'm just like gonna be done with it. This is from a brand called Clio Noir. I don't know anything about it. And it's just like a black eyeliner. It's creamy, so it goes on really nice, but it's too creamy and it goes everywhere. It's like it just does not set at all. And summertime, like this, like, you know, my eyeballs, you know, things are running and water and just even like my body sweat, like it will be smudgy within like a few hours. The good news is it's creamy, so I feel like I am working through the product and it looks nice. Like it's a really nice black liner. It's a retractable one, so it's nice and sort of sharp. Like it's really, really overall good, other than it doesn't wear well. Like it does not last. It smudges everywhere. So yeah, so this will definitely be, I'm pretty sure based on like, again, I'm tracking I drew like the little lines on my paper. I think this will be done by the end of the year, and that's fine. To be honest, I keep saying that. Why do I keep saying to be honest? Am I like, where did I pick that up from? It's so weird. Anyway, I have not been taking this with me when I travel. So when I go back, so my family home is at like a beach town, or when I was like over at friends' places and I was like, I just don't want my makeup to run or ruin. I haven't been using this. I've been pulling out the Wet n Wild one. It's similar. It's like the exact same style of eye pencil, but it's waterproof. So I feel like it just stays on a little bit better. I use that one. I use the McQueen one that I have. It's not black, but I use that one because that one has a really good wear. Stays put really well. But yeah, so this is going a little bit slower because I'm not using it 100%, but I'm pretty confident that I should be able to finish this by the end of the year. Because it is a small product, the weight change is pretty small, but again, like I said, I have measured it and it is going down. So last month this was 4.76 grams, that's when I introduced it. It's now 4.75 grams, so that's just a little difference of 0.01 grams. Next up is I'm using a single shade in this palette, the NYX Ultimate Shadow Palette in Warm Neutrals. I'm working on this repressed shade right here, the sort of light champagne type shade. This is replacing the single shadow that I had used before from the Real Her palette. Again, I'm working through this. It's definitely going down. I use this as like inner corner highlight, brow bone highlight, sometimes just on the lid if I want a brighter look. That just sort of lightens everything up. Even highlighter, I've been using like, I have like a Real Techniques brush that's sort of tapered and I just use it as a little bit of a highlighter. So yeah, I'm working through it. I probably could work through it. Like again, it's exactly like the Real Her shade. This one's probably a little bit more yellow. It's maybe not as bright as the Real Her one, but same kind of thing. Like I could finish this if I just used it all the time. Like if I just used it like an eyeshadow like every day. Like if I used it kind of like, probably if I used it for like a week as an eyeshadow, I could probably finish this, but I'm not using it like that way. I'm using it a bit smaller, like more, like I said, inner corner, brow bone, that kind of thing, and not regularly. So, I mean, it's fine though. Like I just like to have it as sort of an accent because there isn't a bright shade like this in my Pan That palette. So last month when I introduced this, it was 95.75 grams. It's now 95.68 grams, so that's a difference of 0.07 grams. And next up is my lip liner, my little lip liner in this project, which just feels so weird that I have a lip liner in this project. It's so confusing in my brain now. When I first did that, it didn't seem to really, I don't know, I didn't really think about it, but the further I've gotten into the projects, I'm like, It's so weird that I have a lip liner in this project and I didn't put it in my lip project. But anyway, the lip liner I'm working on is this Annabelle lip liner in Spice. I've definitely been using this. I feel like I've been using this quite a bit this past month. I was playing with a couple of the lip items that I have in my lip project pan. So one of the items is the Revlon HD lip thing and HD sand. Definitely way too light for me. I wore that in a previous video when I was editing and I'm like, ooh, that's really light. I wore it with the little one liner and I was like, oh yeah, like it looks much better with a deeper liner like this one. This just has enough depth that it really sort of grounds any of those really lighter shades. And again, it works really well with the lipstick, the honeycomb lipstick that I'm wearing in my lip project pan, which again, I'm not wearing a whole lot right now because it's not a very summer vibe type lipstick. But yeah, I feel like I've sharpened this couple times this past month and the weight does show that. I don't know what the picture, like I said, I haven't taken pictures yet, but I'm sure the picture will show it different. So last month this was 2.51 grams. It's now 2.43 grams. So that's a difference of 0.08 grams. And now let's talk about the items that I'm rolling in. So I finished up the setting spray, so I'm going to roll in another setting spray, and I picked this guy. It should be a fairly quick one to finish. This is the Benefit, the Professional Super Setter Long Lasting Makeup Setting Spray. It's okay. There's not... I'd say it's probably... Unfortunately, I can't see through it. Maybe I should try and shine a light through it and see if I can... I don't know. We'll see if I can see through it or not and put a line on. I haven't tried that yet. But I'd say it's like maybe a third left. The mister on this is like so fine that it's like, am I even spraying it? I don't know if you'll be able to see. It's there. It's almost like the exact opposite problem of some other sprayers. Like it's almost too fine, if that makes sense, that you feel like you're not getting any product on. Again, I feel like it's okay. I was actually going to do like a video on this, but I didn't seem to really do anything, so I didn't end up like finishing up that video. But yeah, so we're just going to finish this guy up and that's that. I won't repurchase this one. I got this from like there was like a set with this and a primer. I think it just had this in the primer. Maybe there was 3 things in it. So we're rolling this in as the setting spray. Primer, speaking of primer, I had a hard time picking a primer. There's no primer that I really want to focus on and finish right now. So I'm going to throw this guy in, but I might pull it out after a month, or it could be done in a month because it's just a mini. Another mini. This is the e.l.f. Luminous Putty Primer. I bought the little trio, which is kind of expensive for the size of, I think if you're looking for a deal, just buy the regular size. But if you're wanting to try the different types to see which one you prefer, because the set comes with the regular one, the luminous one, and the matte one. I kind of lean towards the luminous one and the regular one. The matte one I don't really use. So yeah, this is probably about like a third done, maybe even half done. So yeah, I'm just going to work on this little guy. I might roll it out once I kind of have a better look at my primers. But like I said, there's nothing that I'm really like gung-ho to finish. I do have one, again, that's a mini, and it's sort of a mattifying one that I thought maybe I'll roll that one in the fall. I just don't feel like using a mattifying one right now. So yeah, this is the primer that I'm going to be working on over at least the next month. And then similar vein, I wasn't really sure what bronzer to pick. All of the bronzers I have are pretty new and pretty full. Like none of them, except for my old one that's already in my other project. Everything else is like brand spanking new. At least like more than half. They're all pretty new, to be honest, and all full. So I was like, well, which one do I want to work on? And the one that I just want to play with this one because I feel like I don't use it, is this guy from the Tower 28. It's the Bronzino bronzer in West Coast. I got this last year, and I've used it a few times. Like, I've used it, but I just want to use it a bit more. Again, it's kind of let me do a swatch of this. This is something I can swatch. I don't know if I'll want to use this long term, and I might not use it on its own because it's definitely pretty like luminous, but I feel like it might be nice for the next month, end of summer into fall. It might be kind of a nice bronzer. I was gonna use it and try and hit pan, but then like when I was swatching it and playing with it, I'm like, I'm not sure I'm gonna be wanting to use this in like November. Like maybe I will, I don't know. but I don't feel like it. I feel like I probably won't. So I just kind of want to focus on it for the next month. It is a really shallow pan. So, I mean, there's potential that I could hit pan on this in a month or get really close to pan. So we'll see how it goes. But again, I'm not in a rush to like finish it or like hit pan or like get through it. I just really want to use it. I'm also slightly concerned because this is a cream product. I don't want it to go bad. It doesn't smell like anything like at all. So I'm not concerned right now that it's going to go bad, but I feel like it has potential to go bad if I don't focus on it, right? So yeah, that's the bronzer that I'm rolling in. So yeah, big month. Rolling out 3 items. Well, actually 4 items, and rolling in 3. So yeah, lots of excitement happening this month. And I feel like that was like super unexpected in some ways. Like some of it wasn't, but some of it was. But I guess because it all happened at once, it's like, oh, here we are. And I don't even think, I think it's supposed to be end of September is like, I haven't really been following that one rule. The one, not rule, but guidance is like at every quarter you can like roll out stuff and roll new stuff in. I've just been rolling. When something's finished, I'll roll something new in, or in the odd time when I'm just fed up with something, which doesn't happen very often. I have been trying to stick through this project with sort of longer term items. But yeah, I hoped you liked this update for my project pan for 2022. What year are we? What year is it? If you like this video, feel free to give it a thumbs up down below. And if you haven't already, I would love it if you subscribe to my channel here in Toronto, Canada. I hope you're doing well, and I'll see you sometime soon. Bye.